Everybody doing? Welcome back to Ask That Podcast on YouTube. Yep, another Wizard flip through. Issue 15. And this is me going in depth as much as I can from a fan perspective. If you want to see this from like an insider perspective, a pro perspective, even though the guys were fans when this issue came out, go check out Cartoonist Kayfabe. One of the best comic book. No, I didn't say it's probably the best comic book YouTube series I've seen so far. Just so good. Here we go. All right, we got X-Men animated series. Bill Shatner interview, Jim Lee trading card, November 92. So, you know, what's that? Early fall, September. Early fall, you know, late summer, early fall, 92. $3.95. Okay, we got Wetworks on the cover here with the wizard pattern background. This is right around the time they kind of stopped doing the wizard shit on the cover. Well, here we go. Wizard covers it all. And hey, 92, you won't see any more Wetworks probably besides a few sketches until about 94, 95. All right. Wizard covers it all. Next month, this is only half the fun. And we got the Max and the Pit. And showing previous covers, we got Spawn, we got Venom, we got Exo. And we got Batman. Exo was one of the early issues for me. And a letter from Gareb Shamus, surrounded by women in cosplay. Back then we didn't call it cosplay. They were just in costumes. I don't know where when did the cosplay term come into the vernacular? I just heard it in the past, probably since about 2008. It just showed up out of nowhere, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I had to go look and see what they meant. I'm old. In Memoriam, Joe Shuster. 1914 to 1992. Joe Shuster, of course, I mean, him and Jerry Siegel created Superman and so much more. And they eventually got some of the money due them by DC, but they never got all they should have. And man, if you want to read a nice little kind of semi-based on Joe Shuster, Jerry Siegel, go read Maximorph from Rick Veitch. There's some pieces of it that are based on stuff that actually happened. Advance. See, I remember seeing way more Advance ads back in the day. And say Advance instead of previews. Advance is what we use. I was in the South. Advance had a lot of hubs in the South, it seemed like. Magnus Robot Fighter versus Predator. That's getting ready to come out, the crossovers. 2 issues, crossover between Dark Horse and Valiant. Valiant was breaking out in 92. And the neat thing about this is there is a trade paperback of this. Don't know why it's only 2 issues. There's a trade. Extremely hard to come by. Like, extremely hard to come by. It was, I don't think a lot got printed or something happened. Maybe somebody's sitting on a bunch. I don't know, but it's extremely hard to come by. If you find one for, I'd say under $15, grab it. It's worth way more than that. Kevin Eastman buys Heavy Metal. That's kind of DC's milestone. Talking about the milestone, and then we're talking about the UNICEF book from Up. Malibu taking a full page ad for Protectors. Still doesn't keep the books going. Dirt magazine. Here we go. More in Gaiman on Spawn. Alan Moore, writer of such classics as The Watchmen and The Killing Joke, will be writing the 8th issue of Spawn, and will be followed by award-winning writer Neil Gaiman in issue 9, best known for his work on DC's Sandman series. Both issues will be drawn by series artist and Spawn creator Tommy McFarlane. As an added bonus, issue 8 will feature a Frank Miller pinup poster as well. All the shit this right here sets in motion. Okay, Alan Moore does the This is the one where they introduce a lot of the hell mythos for Sandman. Spawn. Whoa, 2 completely books there. But Neil Gaiman introduces Angela and Kozlowski, whatever his name is. And that's used in the movie. Cog is, and he introduced medieval Spawn. But McFarlane tries to cheat him out of the rights to these characters, and there's a court case, and Miracle Man gets tied up in it, and a lot of shit because that one issue. Oh, God. Look at this fucking egghead Spider-Man. Look at that. What the fuck is that? Atomic Comics, man. Y'all used to have some really cool looking art in your ass. That is bad. Look. What the... Welcome to Marvel's Barkerverse, and they don't stay around for long. The Captain's Jolting Tales. Is this the one? Okay, no. This is the company, though. They put out a comic that they shot, like with a 45 caliber gun. They got the whole program and just shot them. Stupid ass gimmicks, man. Collector's choice. Mail order comic. Now it's huge. Back then it wasn't that big. Collecting comics in the 90s, I don't give a fuck. Pat McCullen, I don't give. Palmer's Picks. Oh, very nice. Eddie Campbell's Dead Face, Bacchus, the Eyeball Kid, all this shit. He did really, probably got his best exposure for this stuff. He was in Dark Horse Presents for a while. But he's probably best known for From Hell. I would think. I think From Hell is probably, he's the artist on From Hell. Really cool series. Bacchus, of course, is the Greek or Roman god of wine and festivities. It's really well done shit. There's some of the art. We got a big double page ad for Marvel UK. So we got Death's Head, Team Helix, Warheads, Motormouth and Kill Power, Hell's Angel and Pendragon, then Doctor Who magazine. Then a nut 3, so pretty. Battle Tide, Death's Head 2, and Digitech. Riding at the Edge by David Quinn, right behind Faust. It's kind of interesting that the guy writes Faust. Okay, video game ad for Spider. This video game stuff at the time, I didn't give a fuck because I was reading Electronic Gamers Monthly. And there's little reviews, and I never gave a fuck about it. To me, it was kind of a waste of a couple pages for me, but hey. DC Heroes, this is the old Mayfair Games, DC role-playing game. This is a Legion of Superhero source book, but we got, that's Lobo. Okay. Then we get some game reviews. Super Battle Tank and the Terminator. Why is Super Battle Tank being reviewed in here? And then, of course, the Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo code to play same characters versus each other. Blevins, Brett Blevins, probably, more likely. Yeah, Brett Blevins. Rogue. Art, no, Bow and Board. The Brat Pack, that's where that's the teenager stuff. Don't give a fuck now. Issue 21 of Magnus, the easiest fucking issue of this series to find. It's got the silver foil cover. I see piles of them. Bloodshot #1. Yeah, there's millions of them. Good series, though. I think it's really blunt. Roots and Babes, Bart series. Yeah. Kingpin Comics. I swear they had some connection to Valiant and Wizard. They seem to have piles and piles of copies of whatever Valiant shit was hot, and they had them like before it became hot. Like a month before, let's just say Magnus Zero heated up from being a $5 and $10 book, according to which version you had to be in, 50 and 100 or whatever it was, something stupid. He had copies. It's about this Fox X-Men cartoon, Endo Mangla's Hellhead Heroes, and we got, Crypt Keeper. I don't know what the fuck is that. Universal, no idea. And then, of course, Thing Ring, do your thing. Yeah. Weiss Pataccio talking about working on the various comics of Punisher and Uncanny X-Men, and then Wetworks. And he goes on a lot of detail about Wetworks. Notice there wasn't a lot of art in there. Oh, did I miss it? Yeah, I did. Dark Trek Through the Stars. Michael Jan Friedman keeps watching the skies with exploits of the next generation of Star Trek, Dark Stars, and Space Ranger. I love this. Okay. Oh, okay. It's just in the issues. Did they put out a set? Predator vs. Madness Robot Fighter trading cards. Collect all 4 cards from the first ever Dark Horse Valiant crossover. Get 2 cards in issue 2 of Predator vs. Madness Robot Fighter, plus 2 additional cards in the December issue of Wizard. This highly collectible set of 4 new trading cards features original art by Lee Weeks, a Wizard exclusive. Okay, Dark Stars is kind of like another version of the Green Lantern Corps. Dark Horse, just a nice little article on Dark Horse. Their various stuff. They were, back then, Dark Horse was basically known, the licensed properties that what kept them going, but they were taking, with Dark Horse Comics Present, was it Dark Horse Present? Dark Horse Presents. And some of their miniseries, they were taking chances with little smaller creators. Got an interview with Bill Shatner about Tech World comic. I read the novels. I don't remember ever reading the comic. I watched the show a little bit. The novels were okay. Comic book Intelligent Collision. Don't give a fuck. Look at this. Advertising the con. It's just a plain, yeah. This is the way you didn't see. Oh. That's where the poster's missing. Okay. Image Comics, Wildcats. Oh, we got an Iron Man one. We got Thor. We got Joker, Exo, Scarlet Witch, Conan. Excuse me. She-Hulk, The Mask, Doctor Strange. It's a character from Wildcats. I don't remember their name. Spawn and Spidey, Xenomorph. The Crow, I would think. Yeah, the Crow. Carnage. The Comic Watch. They are hyping the fuck out of this Silver Surfer 46. It is the return of Adam Warlock to the Marvel Universe. He died during the thing against Thanos, and then reappeared in, was it Marvel 201 Annual 2? It's the one where Thanos dies. He reappears for a second and goes away. He comes back in that. And then Marvel Spotlight issue 12, which would be Son of Satan's first appearance, kind of, sort of. Even though it appeared in Ghost Rider. And they're talking about they fucked up first appearance of Terror Inc. was St. George number 2, not Critical Mass number 3. And all these comics signed and numbered and charging you a fucking fortune. The Wizard Comic Ball. Buy this shit because Wizard probably owns a bunch of them. Alright, Predator versus Madness. Who we got on this? Lee Weeks and Jim Shooter. Okay, Ron Lemon, Ron Mars doing Silver Surfer. Deathhead is Liam Sharp and Dan Abnett. Okay, that's decent. Yeah, this did not come out then. No, not even close. Let's see, is any of this shit that you know? That's a good. At Topps Dracula series, or does the Francis Ford Coppola? I think it's Mike Mignola. It's pretty good. Let's see. Ren and Stimpy number 1. That becomes a hot comic for a short while. Sandman 44. We're getting, well, if Gaiman hadn't hoarded himself out and decided he wanted to make a shit pile more money instead of keeping true to what he'd said, we're getting near the end. Spawn number 6. Overkill, who became Overkill. Streets. I never even heard of that comic. Valor. Remember when Valor had a comic? Alright, trading cards. I love every one of these is just call for price, call for price, call for price. Motherfucker, I ain't calling you for the price. Tell me what the price is. The fucking Raiders cheerleaders had cards. And as I said before, these fucking price guides. Okay, well, I'll trade you a Submariner. He's worth a quarter, but you're giving me, but I want a Power Man, so I got to give you 5 cents. Just say flat rate, you know, and then the chase cards. That man next to that's Kelly Jones. Good art. Look at this. Popeye's got a trading card set. Fucking, and it's this baseball set. Kind of like, and it's using the old players. Kind of like Bugs Bunny did. The Looney Tune cards like that. And then you got Northern Exposure. Oddball. The Death Throes from Captain America. No, remember Captain Atom. And then a Spawn figure. There was not Spawn figures at this time. There wasn't Spawn figures until, I'm trying to remember when the Spawn figures first came out. They were for a little bit. It was probably about 94, 95. Grand prize! A complete set of Valiant Unity crossover series or a complete Marvel Masterwork trading card set, your choice. Grand prize is Madness Rebel Fighter Zero limited edition Barry Windsor Smith trading card. And we got the number 1s this month. They didn't really stand out. The Arrow, that's part of the Protectorverse. Dr. Giggles. Dracula, I was talking about Ren and Stimpy. Ravage number 1, the last thing I know of that Stanley Etch wrote. Necroscope number 1, which I have. Just got it recently. Where's that Street number? Vampirella number 1 from Dark Horse? I don't remember that one. Alright, Marvel's got 7 in the top 10. Image has 3. What's the 3 Image? Well, that would be Supreme, Wildcats, and Spawn. Image has 6 total in the top 100. Marvel has 62. Dark Horse has 26. DC has 26. Dark Horse has 4. Valiant has 2. Here we go. Harbinger number 1. Solar number 10. Spider-Man. Okay. First appearance of Harbinger Kids. Low print run. Cover's hard to keep in good shape. First appearance of Carnage. I remember. First appearance of Morbius. First appearance of Turok and that universe. First real Cable. First Bloodshot, probably. I can't remember it anymore. It's been a long time. First Cable is a baby. First, not first Shadowhawk, but Shadowhawk is just hot and Youngblood, not first anything. All right, market watch. Look at this. Valiant's down to 2.8, but look, Wizard has a bigger share of the slightly bigger share of the market than Valiant. This is dollar share, but that's because it costs more. Malibu, including image, is 17.86. It's more than DC. And if you go per piece share, they're way over them. Look at that. Hottest artists: McFarlane, Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, What's Beside Show, Dale Kim, Mark Silverstreet, Ron Lynn, Mark Bagley, Sam Keith, and John Byrne. Mr. and Miss Stanley, R.I.P. to both of them. Liam Sharp, Tom McFarlane and Spawn, Jordan Raskin, no idea, Sergio Aragonés, Dave Stevens, R.I.P. All right, what is it? G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Star Wars. Let's just see, G.I. Joe. You know, I'm gonna switch that. I'm gonna drop the Star Wars, do G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Uncanny X-Men 129. I want to see what it was worth. First appearance, Kitty Pryde. What was it worth back in this time frame? I want to know because I own a couple. That's like the only big X-Men book I got. I have some of the other ones that are big issues, but they're not in good shape. I got that one in really good shape. I got it extremely cheap. Got a stack of them one time. I've told the story on here. And I thought I got rid of them all or had like one left. I went and looked recently. I was like, no, I still got a handful. G.I. Joe's still not much. The series is still coming out, I think. All right. Let's see. Transformers. Sometimes Transformers ain't even listed in here. That's how unwanted it was back then. No, it is. Not worth shit. I think that series might have still been going on, too. 129, 20 bucks. First Kitty Pryde, first Sebastian Shaw. I always forget that's the first Sebastian Shaw. Then we got the special thanks, and we got the convention things. I always hate looking at, man, look at all these conventions, and none of them are near me. I just got to go CoastCon every year, and it was okay. June 2099. John Francis Moore, Pat Broderick, XO12. And then previews. No, it's not a shorter one. This one didn't go long. I love Wizard. That's why I love picking up these back issues. I read this. I've looked into it. What I can see, I started with issue 6. That's the Hulk cover, I'm pretty sure. The Hulk cover. And I ended up with the gray one somehow. But I lost the issue quick, and then I found issue 7 in like a newsstand and went from there. And my issue 7 had the... I'll say it had the Flash cover because there's 2 covers on there. There's a Flash and an XO cover. And then not too long after, like by issue 11, I had a 10 or 11, I had a subscription, and it went till... Excuse me, sometime in the 30s, like 35. Somewhere in there, I had a couple of years, I had a subscription. I love Wizard. I love Heroes Illustrated. I love comics. I love magazines about comics. I always have. As you see, look around on here. I got a bunch of Arena magazine. I got a bunch of those I've reviewed. I'd love to get some old like Comics Value Monthly. And there wouldn't be as much to talk about because it's mostly a price guide. Or Overstreet Fan or any of those. There was all kinds of crazy comic magazines back in the day. Back during the boom back then. Great time to have a pile of money in your pocket and go into the comic shop. But alright, I hope everybody enjoyed that. If you did, remember, give me that thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, all the other bullshit. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.